Good evening to our beloved Beyond the Call of Duty friends and family. It is day 17. Day 17 of 73. I don't have any mileage information, but we will get plenty. We will get some stuff soon. Uh, the team's rocking and rolling, day 17, 0800 hours. They were at the Double Oak Police Department honoring Officer John Mesta and Officer Lonnie Sneed. At 10 o'clock, they were at Crossroads Police Department honoring Chris Bardwell. And at 2:30, they were at the Smith County Sheriff's Office honoring Sheriff Deputy Lorenzo Bustos. These beautiful men paid the ultimate sacrifice. Handsome, handsome men. Amazing. There they are. What can I tell you? Well, got a little bit of information. I'm going to leave the last for the best. So let's see. We have a story about John and Lonnie. Lonnie had the best sense of humor. Officer Rosie Rojas and Officer Sneed were partners for about a year. One night, both officers were called upon a home alarm. Upon arrival, they parked their patrol vehicles outside the home's gate. They walked to the. Sorry about that. Richard was just texting me, and I appreciate that. They walked to the home from the street about a quarter of a mile. Once the officers secured the home and made sure the homeowner was okay, they left and realized the gate had shut. They were both locked from exiting the property. Officer Sneed contacted dispatch. Dispatch was relaying messages back and forth to the homeowner how to exit. The homeowner stated the gate only needed some motion. Officer Sneed began dancing, jumping in front of the gate, and the gate would not open. After 5 minutes attempting to open the gate with his dancing, the homeowner called dispatch, said she could see Officer Sneed dancing, and said he could stop. Push the button on the pin pad and exit. There was never a dull moment with Sneed. There you go. That's what we need to bring, a little bit of laughter, a little bit of love back into what we do. And that's what law enforcement's all about. John was just getting back into law enforcement, his passion, and it was his passion, and he put a lot of work in getting it back. He was I'm guessing, something about the department. Sorry about that. But he was amazing and had a heart of gold, and he fit right in immediately. Wow, amazing family. Well, let's see. This is where the team is. This is where they are. This is where they're going. The next stop is going to be Cameron Police Department, Gonzales Police Department, and Poteet Police Department, all in Texas. We're going to talk about the ride here in a little bit. Let's thank some of our beautiful sponsors and make sure that they are recognized for what they do. Alliant, we want to thank them for continuing to provide us support, but also providing insurance for everyone around the United States. Listen, if you need insurance for a business, or if you need insurance because you're bonded, like me, I'm a bonded investigator, I got insurance. Call Alliant. They'll fix you up. They'll get you taken care of. Okay? They are a huge supporter of us, so make it happen. I want to thank Bud Clary of Yakima for their continued support and their love for us. And let's just make sure that you pass the love on to them and make sure that they are loved and they know that you saw them on our show. Cannot thank PPC Protective, Phoenix Protective Corporation enough. They've been our diamond sponsor from the beginning, and we love them and they love us, and let's give a little bit of love. If you have specials, if you have weddings, if you have quinceaneras, call them. If you have security needs, call them. If you have alarm response, call them. They're in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and Alaska. If you're looking for a decent job, call them if you're not afraid of working. There's our beautiful team right there today. A couple of stops. This was at Double Oak, and this was at Smith County. Our team is a little short-handed right now, but we're getting there. We're making it happen. Remember, we have a beautiful motorcycle giveaway, $20. You can get the motorcycle. It's only got 8 miles, and we will deliver it anywhere in the United States of America. So spend that money. Let us know, and we'll get a ticket to you. So one of the things that happened today was I got an email. And let's start off by talking about this beautiful man. I'm going to start a quick video, and then we'll go right into it.
So Deputy Bustos' oldest son was 8 or 9 at the time, and I guess him and his wife, they were at a pool party or something, and they just got him a new cell phone. It was a little, I guess like a Motorola Razr or something, and he told his dad, it doesn't work anymore. What do you mean it doesn't work anymore? So he takes it apart, looks at it, and come to find out he had gotten it wet. And the reason he knew that, it was completely dry when he got it. The reason he knew that building, some of those phones, you take the battery off, you can tell it has like a spot on it where it'll show you to that wet, so like a blue speck on it or something. So he told him, you didn't get it wet? Oh, no, sir. No, sir, I didn't do it. And, of course, he figured out, Daddy knew what he was lying. Anyway, it was just a funny story that, I have a son about the same age as his son, Hunter, and they're about the same age. And growing up with, you have kids that age, they're going to try to get out of trouble. And that's what he did, and he got worse trouble and lost his phone for even longer. That's the story.
Well, that was Michael Skinner, one of the deputies that have worked with Lorenzo Bustos. So Lorenzo Bustos is right here at the end, and he's with Smith County. Amazing, amazing man. I'm actually going to read something that was sent over to me and has to be read. So let's get there. So this was emailed over. And I've been an FTO in my life as well, so. Detective Michael Skinner, SCSOCID. Detective Skinner says, thank you and the great people with who you ride to remember are fallen. As time passes, it's almost as though we are lost and forgotten. I don't want that ever to happen to my brother, who I watched fight for his life that night. I've never seen anyone fight so hard that could not speak to me as I did when Deputy Bustos laid there helplessly on the ground after being struck by an intoxicated driver. The horrific memories that I remember from that night are always overtaken by the good I saw in my brother prior to the incident, by always wanting to help others, do what was right, and protect the people in this community. Telling the story of that night, as I've done so many times, is always hard, but having justice for Bustos, where the intoxicated suspect was given 32 years in prison for his death, was well worth it. I've seen death after 15 years in this line of work so many times, but that night was different due to being my partner in my uniform, feeling alone and having 5 patients to care for after a major accident. Almost overwhelming. Somehow I survived due to being seated in a patrol car. Anyway, thank you again for what you're doing and giving us the peace of mind that people do care, and Deputy Lorenzo Bustos is not and will never be forgotten. Well, Detective Michael Skinner, being an FTO is tough. I've done that. Being there in the line of duty death and doing a notification, I've done that. You're an amazing, amazing individual, and don't ever let anything cloud that. I promise you, from beyond the call of duty, that we will keep Lorenzo Bustos' memory alive forever. We will talk about this. We'll bring this back again. We will talk about him. We'll talk about you. There are so many officers that need to know. There's so many FTOs that need to know. The stories I wish that I had been on the ride, that I would have talked to you about an FTO that just 2 years ago that we met, that watched his partner being shot, his trainee, and died, and where he is now. So, I think for you, sir, and we're going to reach out to you, but next year, in the next ride, you need to come with us for a couple of weeks. Talk about your deputy. Talk about the good. Talk about what the community sees in the badge and behind the badge, not the badge, but sees behind the badge. Let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about Lorenzo as a person. Let's talk about Lorenzo as a human being, not just a badge. That's our goal at Beyond the Call of Duty. That's what we strive to do. That's what we work hard to do, as well as take care of the survivors in whatever way we can, and our law enforcement officers however we can. Hats off to you, sir. Whatever we can do, please don't hesitate. Our Spokane's chaplain ministry is amazing. If we ask them tomorrow to please bring you over and just hug you, love you, and take care of you for a week, they would do that. That's the men and women that recognize what you first responders, you law enforcement, go through and do. And if we can provide just a solace for an hour, a day, or a week to try and take that pain away, we will. And that goes for the survivors. Survivors are primary, but we don't forget about our officers either. So God bless you for that story. Thank you for sharing it with us. And the rest of you better pass that message on about Lorenzo Bustos, out there taking care of the community and paying the ultimate price. Let's go to some of the comments. Tammy, love you. Much love and prayers, absolutely. And right now, Tammy and all of our EOW family, listen, we need to absolutely give some love to our Beyond the Call of Duty team. They are going into a serious tropical storm. Houston is flooded. That whole area is flooded. We need to give them love. We need to give them the angel's wings. We need to make sure that God's got an eye over them, because that memorial needs to move. That memorial needs to continue, and we're not going to allow anything to stop that memorial on June 18th or 19th or 20th. They're exhausted, but they're still going ahead. They're still moving. So let's make sure that we keep their thoughts and prayers going and make sure. Eddie, love you, and good evening to my EOW family. Richard, thank you so much for the miles. We are at 304 miles today. 304 miles. That's what they traveled. Benny says, good evening from Colombia. Paula, love you, sending love, prayers. Our hearts and prayers are to you as always. Charlie's gone, but we're not going to forget him. And we're going to talk about him, and his story is still being said every single day. So Love you, Paula. Chris says, good evening. Sherry says, hugs to all. Sherry, Chris, love you guys. Get some love out to the team. They're heading to your neck of the woods, and I know you guys want to take care of them, but more importantly, let's make sure that they get through this beautiful tropical storm that's coming. Noah, good evening, buddy. Have a great weekend. Well, Noah, the weekend's already come and gone, so it would be a weekday. But we appreciate you following through with us, and thank you for watching. Thank you for correcting that, Noah. Appreciate you, buddy. Tammy, prayers and safe travel. Thank you. Chris, thanks for the heart. Prayers for the entire Beyond the Call of Duty team. Please be careful out there. Can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the cheers. I know it's late everywhere. And, again, I can't control time. I wish we were on one time zone everywhere across the world, but we're not. We start this at a certain time frame, and we keep it going. And that's what I love about you as viewers, is it's not just today, it's tomorrow that you'll check in and see everything and pass it. So let's share this, pass this, and share it with everybody. Let's make sure that every single officer is remembered and recognized. Let's make sure that they're talked about, their name is said, and any stories that we can talk about. So, Chris says, copy, 100% have crews back. Thank you so much, Chris. Love you, brother. So, as Miss Allison has been asking, June is the Allison month. If you have an opportunity, and you can, will you please donate $5 to us for the month of June? $5. Give up that Starbucks. Starbucks doesn't want to donate any money to us, so give them up. Donate the $5 that you would spend on the Starbucks to us. That's all we're asking. That's month of June. If you want to go on, get merchandise, go out to our webpage, get merchandise. None of that money is used anywhere else. It is used for scholarships and the wellness program. The donation is what keeps this memorial running. It costs us $300,000 a year to keep the memorial running. That's what that money is going to be used for. Tomorrow, 0800 there at the Cameron Police Department in Cameron, Texas, to honor Sergeant Joshua Lee Close. At 12:15, they're going to be at the Gonzales Police Department to honor Sergeant Burke Hannibal. At 3:30, they're going to be at the Poteet Police Department, Poteet, Texas, to honor Officer Jeffrey Michael David Richardson. If you're out and about, if you're in the area, stop by. Please don't feel shy. Jump in and help our team. Bring out the tent. Bring out the swag. Help talk about things. Help the banners. Those banners are important. Those banners reside at our good family friend 1350 Distilling in Colorado Springs for a full year before we find a permanent home. So get those banners out there. Thanks, Jerry, and I'll reach out and call you in a little bit, buddy. Thanks. There you go, folks. 7:20. We started at 7. If you're out and about, make sure that you take a few moments. That's not going to cost you anything, but tell a first responder you love them, or thank them. Thank them for the selfless job that they're doing. Tell them that you love them. Make sure that no texting and driving, please. There's a bunch of motorcycles out there. No drinking and driving. And more importantly, get your seat belts on. God bless you all. God bless our EOW families. God bless our new EOW families that are joining us. Your pain is here. It's been felt. We're going to keep on talking about your loved ones. We're going to talk the stories that you've given us. We're going to talk it across the nation. If you'd ever like to join us, don't be shy. Join us. God bless all of you and have a blessed evening.